Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2006 comedy film. We're going to put quotes around that because it's hard to watch now. Idiocracy. I referenced this many years ago in a review where and I couldn't remember the name of the film. I was describing it. Some guy puts his arm in a machine and he gets a tattoo of a barcode, and the barcode is his identification. And I couldn't remember the name of it. It's Idiocracy. So this stars Luke Evans, Maya Rudolph, Terry Crews, Dax Shepard. Justin Long is in this for half a second. He plays a doctor. Um, it's a weird movie to watch now because so many of the words and phrases and things we cringe at now and we laughed out then, and it's strange. It's strange. The PC, the political climate has changed. Political correctness has changed with wordage and things. So why am I saying these things? It's a strange it's a strange watch, right? It's quick. It's an hour and 24 minutes. Parts are still funny. I will give it that. I remember seeing this when I was a kid. So Luke Evans plays this military guy, Joe, and he's an average Joe. He's average across the board. And there's this new military program, and they want to try to like freeze their prime members and then unfreeze them when the time comes that they need them, right, to keep them good to go. So Joe's an experiment, and the contract is that they'll freeze him for a year and then see what happens, to the body and stuff like that. Just a year. It's only a year. And then they want to get an average girl, and they get Maya Rudolph's character, who happens to be a hooker. And so they freeze a hooker and a military guy for a year. And so what happens within the year? Well, there's scandals and program defunding and all these things, and they've just swept the secret project under the rug, and their entombed cryogenic cases are just lost, right? And then we are 500 years in the future. We're 2503. And so what happens now in the world where it's now run by idiots, and everybody's an idiot. Nobody can complete a full sentence. Nobody can do math. Nobody can do anything. It's just filled with idiots. But the problem with the word idiot is that they're lumping everybody with a slowed mental capacity together as an idiot. And that's not a thing we do anymore. We should have never done it in the first place, but it's not a thing we do anymore. There's individuals with a low IQ who have no developmental issues, but then there's individuals with developmental issues, problems, that they're mentally disabled, they have some form of high functioning mental disability, but we don't lump all of these individuals together anymore. We don't label everyone as an idiot, right? You just say, you're an idiot. You don't understand that. You don't call a mentally handicapped person, a mentally disabled person, an idiot. It's not something you do. And it's weird watching this on both fronts, that you have both parties associated and everybody's labeled an idiot. But aside from that, and there's throwing the R slur constantly, using the F slur in regards to a gay guy, it's just uncomfortable. I'm going to be completely honest. I was so uncomfortable watching this movie all these years later, about 20 years later. And I don't know, man. It's just strange. I mean, I liked the Terry Crews as the president character. I thought that was neat. I liked Joe's redemption arc with Maya Rudolph's character. She does an incredible job at everything she does, and so Maya does a great job with that character, hustling as she can in the future as she did back then. Very cool. And then what happens when there's an electrolyte sports drink, Gatorade comparative substance, used as liquid for everybody. Nobody drinks water anymore. They water the crops with this. Well, obviously the crops aren't going to grow. So if I tell you to water the plant, are you going to label me a witch and then burn me at the stake? It's just things. It's a lot of like that kind of stuff. And it's also entertaining because it's like future, but it's like decrepit because nobody's cleaning up after themselves. So it's like a very interesting aesthetic. I will say that on the costuming aspect, on the just general aspect of the set design, Justin Long's character, that crazy doctor, absolutely hysterical. Things were great and still great. But majority of this film is just the constant slur usage and degrading comments towards many of people with a mental disability, and I did not find that humorous. I don't find that humorous. I found it very uncomfortable watching this and saying, yeah, it's such a great film. It withholds the test of time. Does not withhold the test of time. I will never say that this film withholds the test of time. It was funny when it came out because we all laughed at the jokes, and that's what we said to each other. That's what we laughed at. That's the jokes that we cracked with each other. We shouldn't have done it. We didn't know better. Now we know better. We don't do it anymore. Idiocracy, 2006 film. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.